Blessed Day Collective. I wish to express what it means to receive. This is a demonstration. It does not mean to think a thought. When you are thinking a thought, you are actually unconscious. It is the thought that is thinking you. You have placed your energy into this thought form, and now it is inhabiting the space of your consciousness. You are not present when you are thinking. The moment that you see a thing, you begin to experience it, and this is in presence. But very quickly, immediately, the mind rushes to assign it a label, to make it into a concept. The moment in which the thing you are experiencing is assigned a definition, a label, you cease to experience it. You have relegated it to the realm of textbook, defined, rote, described but not experienced. There is a cat knocking at the door. I will let him in. Why is this important? Because we are being asked to give up the thinking and return to the realm of pure experience. That which we intended, that which we are, which is presence. You ask what the authentic self is. Yes, the authentic self is the essential being, the natural state, that which is simply presence. It is awareness. It is not tied to anything. It is not fed into a thought form. It is not even attached to an emotion. The feelings are felt, but they are observed. So it is with the thoughts. The experience of presence is most easily, obviously, and intuitively attained through active listening. Already you know it is true. One cannot listen and think at the same time. They are separate processes and must be done separately. You have experienced this yourself, noticing in others when they are truly listening to you, engaged in active presence. When they are not, you have noticed the same in your own being. When it is that you are listening, fully, attentively, focused on another, and when your own thoughts, your own feelings are flowing on top, standing in the way of your engaging in this presence, standing in the way of your experiencing of this moment. Feel now into the space between the words. It is here that presence is found. Does it feel uncomfortable? It would seem there is nothing there, nothing to conceptualize, and so it is a disturbance to the ego mind, which seeks always to understand, to make a concept of, to label, to define. And yet this space exists. It is clearly something one can sense, and yet is indefinable. It is presence. It is there in which you will find everything. Everything that you are and everything that you are seeking. What is taking place now is a demonstration of that skill which all of you are capable of and have been from the beginning. In fact, many of you do it, demonstrate it periodically throughout your day, simply without the realization that is what is taking place. It is the act of listening to yourself. Allowing yourself the pregnant pause within, rather than filling it with the thought form. To let it be filled. To let the thought be received, the words be spoken through you, rather than by you. It is not so different from the children's game of telephone, in which words are spoken into your ear, and you are the receiver. That is what you become when you practice this mediumship, called so because it is the middle ground. It is the space between. It is the holding of that emptiness, that pregnant pause, and allowing it to be filled rather than filling it yourself. It is the deliberate and active listening, very much like listening to the transmission from a radio or telephone and speaking those words out loud, transmitting them to another who is unable to hear what it is that you are hearing. And so you are doing your best to receive each word deliberately and repeat it exactly as it is spoken and heard by you. This is what is taking place when you are receiving, when you are channeling. You do this all the time. You receive these impulses and you call them imagination. That is because it is the realm of imagination through which this energy transmits. But you will know the difference in the way that it feels. You will know when you are receiving a thought and when you are projecting it. In the receiving, there is no effort. It is simply like receiving the breath and feeling the texture of it. In the creation of a thought, you will notice the effort you must put forth. You will notice emotions and tension arising within you. Tension is the opposite of attention. Allow the words to be received by you. Allow yourself to hear them, transmit them, speak them aloud, write them, type them onto any number of your devices. This is easier for many, as it involves only one voice speaking, whereas the speaking aloud requires a merging of the two voices. But it is all one voice, ultimately the same. The one consciousness that speaks. The many ears which receive. The many mouthpieces that carry forth the same message, that we are one. We are love and we are loved. We are presence, shared, expounded, expanded, and experienced infinitely, eternally for our own pleasure of perception. This is the message and this is the demonstration. Carry it forth for yourself. We are all one, and as such there is not one or even a few that are capable of this. It is all, and it is your birthright to discover this for yourself, to tap into this pleasure of presence, which is yours and is you eternally. Do not question what it is the voice is saying. Simply speak it. Do not worry about the character or quality of it. It will come through to you in the form that is most appropriate, in a form that is recognized. This one is hearing Neville Goddard speaking as such. Why? Because it is a familiar form, an authority on this topic recognized by the more surface levels of the mind, and so it is more readily acceptable. But do not fear. It is not a voice that comes from without you. It is your voice, It is the voice that speaks within, that always has and always will. But you need be still in order to hear it. Allow yourself the luxury, the privilege, the gift of stillness within the self. Be the active listener for your own being. Touch the grace of God that is yours. It is you. And when you feel this place, you feel this peace, there will be no question. You will not need another authority to confirm it for you. All the authority lies within. You shall have it. You shall know it. You shall feel the fullness of your being. So it is. Test it for yourself. It is your destiny to. Blessed be, souls.